everyone, it's Helen again and we're here for another science experiment, and this week we're going to make a lava lamp. Have you seen a lava lamp before? Maybe you've got one in your house. It's a big cylinder and inside it there's a liquid and another liquid that looks like blobs of different colours, and these blobs will go up the lava lamp. Have you seen that before? Well, it uses electricity to work, but we're going to make one that doesn't use electricity. It uses a chemical reaction. So let's find out what we're going to need to make our own lava lamps. To make your lava lamp, you're going to need a bottle of water. This will become the actual lamp itself. You'll also need some oil, some food colouring, and a fizzy vitamin tablet. Make sure it's one that dissolves in water or says the word effervescent on it. Ask Mum and Dad for help with that. You'll also need some bowls. Excellent, let's get started. The first thing to do for this experiment is to get your bottle of water and empty out 3/4 of it. Now, a quarter is when you turn something into 4 parts. So here's our full amount of water. Now, if we work out what half is roughly, it's about there. Then you need to work out half again. So that's about there. And that's us turned it into 4 parts. So you need to pour out all this water and leave about this much. Okay, let's go for it. A little bit more. There. Now we've got 1/4 of the bottle full of water. The next thing you need to do is to fill this up almost to the top with the oil. I'm going to use a funnel. If you've got one, that's really helpful. But if you don't, ask your mum and dad to pour it in, because if you spill the oil, it's going to be a big mess. Here's our oil. Can you see the oil joining into the water there? Watch what's happening as it's poured in. Here we go. Now in there, have they mixed together? What do you think? I don't think they have. Can you see the bubbles of oil at the bottom? But at the top it's like a normal big blob. When it first poured in, lots of bubbles were formed, but as it's joined together, all these bubbles have made one mass of oil, and it doesn't look like it's joined together with the water. And that's because oil does not dissolve in water, so it's going to form 2 separate layers, and that's essential for our lava lamp. You can clearly see the line that shows you the difference between where the oil is and where the water is now. And the oil is at the top. Even though we poured it in and it went to the bottom, it's all risen back up. And there's a reason for this. Even though oil and water are both liquids, they both slosh around, oil is lighter, it doesn't weigh as much, and that's why it sits on top of the water. And in science we call this density. The oil is less dense, less heavy than the water, and the water is more dense, more heavy, and that's why it's on the bottom. For the next part of the experiment, you need to make some colouring. If you've noticed a real lava lamp, they've got cool colours. So get yourself some food colouring, any colour you choose, but I'd avoid yellow because that's the colour of the oil and it won't show up very well. I'm going to go for red, just like the colour of lava. Take a little bit of your food colouring and add it to some water. Once you've got some colourful water ready, you can put it into your lava lamp. There we go. Watch what happens when I pour it in. Can you see those blobs sitting in the oil like bubbles? They're not joining in with the oil, are they? They're floating down like a lava lamp. But what's happened at the bottom? Can you see? There's no blobs of water in there. No, that colour is joining in. And there's a reason for that too. When we made our food colouring, that was water itself. And the water and the oil don't mix together. They're not dissolvable together. But at the bottom, the water will mix with itself. And that's why it's turning red now. I'm giving this a shake to get all of the food colouring mixed in with the water. When you shake it, it all joins together. But let's sit and watch as the oil separates again from the water. You'll need to give it a few minutes to separate fully before you're ready to make these bubbles appear. The oil and water are completely separate again, and that means you're ready to drop in our fizzy tablets. Now, these fizzy vitamin tablets react with the water, and when they're in the water, they will bubble to produce a gas. Now we've seen gases before, haven't we? Do you remember what the gas was called when we were making our experiments where we mixed vinegar and bicarbonate of soda? Remember the one with the balloon that blew up? And the volcano? Yeah, it was carbon dioxide, and that's the same gas we're going to be making today. Now the carbon dioxide that gets made is a gas, same as the air. You can feel it when you float your hands around. And when we were talking about density, gas is less dense than both the water and the oil. Gas is lighter and it will always float up. You'll see this if you have a balloon with helium in. A helium balloon is filled with a less dense gas than air, and that's why it floats up. So when we make our bubbles with these tablets in the water, we will see the gas bubbling up through the oil and eventually coming out the top. Are you ready? Let's go for it. Get your tablet and break it into a few smaller pieces. It's more effective that way. Let's have a close-up to see what happens. Here we go. The tablets have been dropped in. Now watch what's happening down here. Can you see it? The bubbles are appearing. And look in the oil. There they are too. As the bubbles move, they're going up and down like a lava lamp. Can you see how they're pulling some of the red liquid up with them? It looks just like a lava lamp you'd find at home now. As the gas pulls the red liquid, the water, up with it, the gas comes out the top because it's less dense and will float away. But the bubbles of liquid in here, they start to float back down because they're more dense back into the water. Incredible! Well, I hope you enjoyed making a lava lamp with me today. It's been so much fun. And remember, you can do it again and again, as long as you've got more vitamin tablets to break up and pop in. And then you can see this lava show happen in front of your eyes. Show it to all your friends and family. You can also mix up your oil and water by shaking the bottle hard and then watch them separate as we remember that the oil is less dense than the water. You can tell that to your family and friends too and show the science you've learned. But do remember, you must put the lid on before you do it. That would be catastrophic. Anyway, I'll see you again next week for even more exciting science experiments. Bye!